So, good afternoon. Today I'm gonna be doing my speech on meditation. So, it's actually why not to do meditation. It's a few of the risks that it has. Last week I did my speech on why you should do it. So this is the rebuttal speech, I think is what it was called. So oftentimes meditation is sort of put on a pedestal because it has a lot of great effects such as reducing stress, easing pain, and bringing better sleep. And it gives overall more meaning to life. But those great effects it has makes you often overlook the dark side of meditation, which I'm going to tell you about. So meditation can actually cause feelings of emptiness and fear, and it also causes you to become too attached to incredible meditation experiences, and oftentimes you also end up facing suppressed emotions that you didn't want to. I actually meditate, and I can, anytime I don't feel grounded, and I can personally say that it does. I did at one point face each of these things. In my last speech, I talked about why you should meditate, and I'm assuming all my peers from speech class watched that video, so this applies to you guys because you watched that speech and you should be informed of the risks as well as the benefits. That's always a smart thing to do. So let's get started on meditation and its downsides. So like I said before, meditation can bring things to the table that people were unaware of. Meditation can bring feelings of emptiness and fear. And according to an article by Dr. Florian Roots, meditation can cause depersonalization. This causes people to feel almost like they're watching themselves in a film. It's a little creepy, isn't it? These feelings can stir up disconnectedness, and it's not just disconnectedness from people, it's disconnectedness from the world and from reality in general. And these feelings are especially dangerous for people with mental illnesses, and that doesn't just apply to people who are sick with schizo or anything. It's people who are stressed out and also have anxiety. And it's especially dangerous for those people because often a therapist will suggest meditation as one of the therapies for that, and you have to know the risks. It also causes you to face suppressed emotions since it's considered an interaction with yourself. According to a magazine by Dr. Ibsen, these interactions with these suppressed emotions could trigger waves of anger, fear, and jealousy which have been forgotten deep within, and these waves of emotion can cause you to feel really uncomfortable. You might also have to face suppressed pain from trauma, which can be anything from PTSD to sexual abuse. So it's always smart to know the risks because you don't want to just suddenly face something like that. For most, they don't know that there's a natural step in meditation to face these things. But for those who don't know, they might be frightened by these thoughts and completely steer away from meditation because of this. The last issue meditation brings up that I'm going to be talking about is that it can cause you to become too attached to great meditation experiences. Incredible, that's the word I was looking for, incredible meditation experiences. According to a blog by Claire Hudson, meditation can give you a really strong, insightful experience that you might chase after every time you meditate, and it ends up almost being like a high from drugs, and that's not very good because if you're constantly chasing after that, you will inevitably be disappointed by not reaching that peak insightful meditation experience, and you'll be disappointed. When you have a profound experience, there's another downside. You end up feeling very powerful and almost like you're better than others because you have this new knowledge that you gain from this insightful experience, and that's also a problem. Possible causes of this can be that you run into the practice too soon. You don't take the time to ease into it like you should, and you end up being overwhelmed, which is not good at all. Meditation also causes you to feel like you have to be perfect, and you will inevitably end up failing, and that will also cause uneasiness. Issues in actually doing the practice is that it could stem down to bad communication with your therapist or your yoga instructor, whoever's teaching you meditation. Another possible cause is that you lack of research beforehand. So you didn't do enough research on the possible risks. You only ended up researching on the benefits. You always have to look at both sides, or else you're only getting. I feel like there's an expression for this. You're only getting half the cake. I just made that expression. Yes, may I help you? You end up blindly following rules that you found on social media, and that's also never good because you have to do your own research. You have to find out what works best for you. You can't just blindly follow rules. So there's solutions to these causes and these problems that you can do. So that's the last point I'm going to touch on is solutions to these problems. According to a post by Miguel Farias and Catherine Wickham, we may know what meditation does down to the molecular, microbiological level, but we actually don't know why it works, why meditation works. Great. So it's sort of a mystery since we don't actually know how it changes. Like in my previous speech, I said that it changes your hippocampus and it changes your amygdala. We don't know actually how it does it. We have theories, but we're not sure. So you should always be informed on what it actually does, such as an example would be the side effects of depersonalization that I spoke about before. You should know about that before you do it. You should be aware that meditation can bring out buried emotions that you haven't faced in a long time, that you purposely suppressed, and you will end up facing them, and that is a part of meditation. Meditation can also help you face unresolved issues that you also suppressed, and that you gotta be prepared to face those as well, because that can cause uncomfortableness and uneasiness as well. It wouldn't be a bad idea to consult a therapist or a meditation instructor how to actually do it, but a therapist would be better because they'd know your previous psychological history and tell you if that's a good idea or not. And if you do have a meditation instructor or a therapist, don't be afraid to ask questions. Great communication is key to doing everything right. According to a blog by Headspace, there are actually hundreds of meditation techniques. These can be created through tradition, through cultures, through spiritual disciplines, and through religions. For example, these are just 7 different ones. There's mindful meditation, there's loving kindness meditation, there's traditional transcendental meditation, Zen meditation, Kundalini meditation, I can't even pronounce some of these, spiritual meditation, and Vipassana meditation. And these are just 6 of them. I mean, these are the most popular ones, but there's, like I said, hundreds of different meditations based on what tradition and culture you're from. This means that there are no right answers when it comes on what the actual risks of meditation are, because they're all different. They all do different things. They all target different parts of your psychological health. So you should feel it out for yourself. You should try out different meditations and see what works for you. That's one of the smartest ideas, I'd say. You gotta always keep an open mind. Always, always, always. And don't follow rules blindly just because someone told you to, or just because the internet, something you read on the internet or an article somewhere. You should always do research and try it out for yourself. If you feel any uncomfortableness, any uneasiness, always make sure you check to see if that's a normal side effect. Overall, it's a risk because there's so many different types of meditation. So many different suppressed emotions can come out, and you can face so many different things. So the only real way to find out is to try things out for yourself. Find out what works and what doesn't. So if you choose to meditate, find out the risks or don't meditate at all. Thank you.